right, folks.
Did you actually go to university?
Yes, severally.
What was the name of your dissertation? Did you do a dissertation?
Yes, I did.
It was on what?
My friend, I've not done
It was
one.
on what?
I've done several.
It was on what?
Hold on.
Hold on. She has not gone to school. Folks, I'm debating with people who are not at my level.
If it wasn't for Raila giving you a job, you would never have been known. The name Miguna Miguna would not even exist. So for me, I want to know, if you have no loyalty for something that was said in private, all right, where you actually were an employee of this person, how can you actually betray somebody? And if you have no loyalty for somebody who basically gave you status, all right, which you never would have had without him, I want to know, how can you actually be trusted by Nairobi residents?
Answer the question.
As a student leader, and I was in the headline in 1987 when Raila was in detention. My friend here, who is my age, was nowhere. What was she doing in 1987? I was fighting for multi-party democracy in 1987. She's my age. She was hiding under the bed. She was nowhere to be seen. I never heard of her. We fought during the second liberation. With Raila Odinga in detention, Miguna outside. Miguna was arrested and put in detention. Miguna came out, was released. Miguna was expelled from the University of Nairobi. Miguna went into exile. Did he stop? He continued fighting for multi-party democracy by leading the Committee of Democracy in Kenya. Who were one of my members? Willy Mutunga. Miguna was a teenager at that time, leading veterans. So when somebody says, Raila made me, nobody would have known me. Just because you are ignorant and you can't read and you have not done your research, you can't blame Miguna for your ignorance.
By the way I was approached before they approached Igathe, and I dismissed it flat out. Because how do you deputize somebody who does not know his left from his right? The man is functionally illiterate. The man cannot sit at a table and discuss anything. He does not understand public policy. He does not understand legislation. He does not understand governance. He does not understand our constitution. He has never read it. The man went there thinking the thing is a joke. He was put there by cabals with interest to control the billions of shillings that Nairobi collects, and the land, the huge amounts of public land, and the contracts and the deals. So he was put there for the wrong reasons. He was not put there to serve Nairobians. And I am happy that Nairobians are seeing exactly what I said, that you cannot just pick people as if it was a game. This is a very serious business, the business of governance.
Because you asked for it on live TV.
I need it.
Yes, you need it,
exactly.
and you will get it.
Continue defaming me.
You will get it, Esther Passaris. Esther Passaris on the 27th of December.
How do you know all these dates?
2007, because I was there with her, at the Pentagon House, in the impending days when Raila's victory was almost certain. You announced to the gathering that after Raila is inaugurated, you will take 30 days sex holiday in Seychelles. Woman who has absolutely no integrity, a socialite bimbo, whose only claim to fame is because she is looking for billionaire sponsors. Yesterday it was Mwangi of Equity. The other day it was Gichuru of the former electricity Kenya Power, crying for a man to marry you because you believe that the man promised to marry you, and for that reason you took a man to court. Esther Passaris, you can sue me 1,000,000 times and it would not bother me. Kakaluyu is the greatest disappointment during this debate.
Why?
Because the man spoke a lot but said absolutely nothing. The man is ambiguous, general, and empty. He called himself a punda, a dog, and a man with a sling, and could not decide which one defines him.
He said pundas should support other pundas.
There is no real tangible plan the man unveiled, and in fact, I believe it is a great disappointment and a throwback from Karriara last week. In fact, Karriara should have been the presidential candidate and Kaluyu could have been the deputy. Because Karriara was clear, Karriara was precise, Karriara was confident. This man was a bubble. Really a man about nothing. He was completely clueless.
Cartels are central to the problems of Nairobi. And the three colleagues of mine actually are part of the cartels that I want to deal with. I will tell you who the cartels are. The cartels are people who have made money through shady business deals. My friend Evans Kidero has made his billions through shady deals. There is no industry he has built, but he has become a billionaire having been an employee throughout his life because he has looted every institution he has joined. Mumias has collapsed, and Nairobi is not a going concern anymore, according to the Auditor General. My friend Sonko is looting every land in Nairobi. He has a criminal record from Mombasa, where he was jailed because of fraud, forgery, and drug dealing. Then he ran away from jail. So he's a cartel because he has a criminal record. And right now, he's grabbed many pieces of land and then stages a PR show, PR stunts, where he videotapes and pretends that he's come to rescue. My friend Peter Kenneth bankrupted Kenya Re. He basically looted a public institution to death. And when he was in Gatanga, he never promoted a motion in parliament, never sponsored a bill, never chaired a committee of parliament. Then here he is saying we need a manager. Nairobi need a leader, not a manager. I will hire managers to deal with different sectors, competent, ethical managers. And these three represent the worst of our country, where you make money in shady deals, and because of those money, that money that you've made, and because you can give handouts, you are considered a manager.
Norman Maguire took 30 million shillings from Jubilee to drop the petition against the Nairobi governor who was not elected. That's a fact. Raila Odinga told me that. David Ndii opposed Raila Odinga swearing in my own house. I needed to be able to set the record straight because they were celebrating after I was arrested.
We are going to exercise our rights without apology, without fear, without reservation. And we want to warn you today that your power is only in the hands of the goons you have armed. The Mungiki, the few police in uniform. But Kenyans in their millions have said no. We are not going to accept you as the president of Kenya. And starting today, we are ordering NRM Kenya members and soldiers to take down Uhuru Kenyatta's portraits from all your homes, all your businesses, every premise that you occupy. Take Uhuru Kenyatta's portraits down. We are going to produce legitimate portraits of the President of the Republic of Kenya. And we are going to distribute them ourselves.
Some of the most important things that you do when you're debating is that you have to have cognizance of history, you should have rudiments of logic, and you should be aware of science. Yes. My friends here have demonstrated that they don't understand logic, they clearly don't understand history, and they don't respect science. I want to deal with them right now. Honorable Wamatangi has committed a fallacy of ignoratio elenchi, arguing from a point of ignorance. He says, first of all, he attacks the decision of the Supreme Court, yes, takes a swipe. But he does not understand that the Supreme Court makes decisions like any other court based on evidence, finds facts based on that evidence, and applies law to those facts to reach a determination. And that determination has already been arrived at.
And unfortunately for my friends, are more experienced in law than they are. Therefore, they cannot overrule what I'm saying. Because not only am I right, even logically, I'm right because the Supreme Court said so. It is very wrong to have a sweeping allegation against someone without any scintilla of evidence on the basis of past affiliation when we have a present context. I think it is very unfair to accuse Linus Kaikai of being biased on the basis that he once was associated with a political party. That was his constitutional right. Now, it is also very unfair to say that because somebody received scholarship and went abroad to study because somebody gave him a scholarship, therefore his mind is closed and he can never be objective. There are a lot of people in this country that were given scholarships by Tom Mboya, including the man who assassinated him. The fact is, we have to be historically correct. We must use facts, and we can't conflate things in order to justify an unjustified action of a person so serious and so powerful as the President of the Republic of Kenya.